So we're going to test this out. Hi, my name is Shauna Matney from Reimagine Your Normal. Today we are going to continue our talk about intuitive eating for beginners. Today we are going to discover our satisfaction factor. So according to the book on intuitive eating, if you eat what you really want in an environment that's inviting and conducive to the pleasure that is derived from the food that you're eating, in an environment where you enjoy the people that are around, it's a powerful force for your satisfaction content. What that means is that it's not just about the food, right? It's also about the people you're with, the environment, why you're eating the food. That's why we enjoy celebrations so much. We celebrate people's birthdays. We celebrate around the holidays. I know a lot of people, especially me, I look forward to Christmas and Thanksgiving because we get to eat all this amazing, delicious food. We get to be around the people that we care about, and it's a great environment. A lot of times you feel really safe, especially around Christmas. It's a safe, comforting, homey environment. So there's a lot of satisfaction there. So really, you could make the argument that at Christmas time, you really didn't even have to eat anything, just enough to stave off the hunger, and you would still feel satisfied with all the other stuff in the environment, and that's what the satisfaction, and that's what the satisfaction factor is talking about. It's not just about food; it's about everything else. I was listening to an NPR podcast today by Hidden Brain. If you don't ever listen to it or you don't know what it is, I highly recommend it. They were talking about tunnel vision, and when you are in a place of scarcity, your brain goes into this massive tunnel vision mode, and you just can't get out of it. They're saying there was a couple of examples. The one that stuck with me most was food. They actually spoke about the Minnesota starvation experiment that I had spoke about in, I think, the second video that I did on this series. They were talking about how those men in that experiment, they couldn't think about anything else but food. They were starving, but they could only think about when the experiment was done, how they would open a new restaurant, or they would talk about the newest recipes, and everything was food derived. The experimenters even tried to distract them with a movie, and all they cared about was the food that was being eaten in the movie. They didn't care about the love scenes. They didn't care about the drama that was going on. All they cared about was the food scenes. You get this tunnel vision. They also talked about when you're in a state of poverty, all you can think about is money, where the next bill is. You can only think about the short-term goal. In the episode that they had, it started off with a lady who accidentally lost her job. The way she lost her job was just truly an accident. And so she was without any money, and so all she could focus on was the fact that they had no toilet paper, that her kids needed food. She couldn't think ahead to next week where she would need gas money. And that's what they call it, the tunnel vision. And that happens a lot with dieting. We get so focused on food because we're depriving ourselves of the satisfaction of the food. We're depriving ourselves of the satisfaction of everything else in life. So my whole point in telling that story is that when we discover the satisfaction factor, when we stop dieting, it opens our brain. We get out of that tunnel vision that dieting puts us in, and all of a sudden we're opened up to all these other things. I know for me, once I stopped dieting, all of a sudden I have more time for my business. I have time to do these YouTube videos. I have time to do stuff with the kids. I have all this extra time that I'm no longer spending thinking about food, thinking about diets, thinking about recipes, stressing out about dinner, just any of that stuff. Nobody has time to be so focused on food. So, which leads us into tomorrow's video, which is going to be honor your feelings without using food. It'll be a lot easier to go into that after you kind of get some more thoughts about this. I am going to find the link or if you're interested in the Hidden Brain podcast about tunnel vision, it's a great listen. I think it's only like maybe half an hour, maybe an hour. I think the Hidden Brain episodes are only half an hour. But I will link it on the blog post, which is actually, if you click, I'm not sure which side. One side, I'll put it on a card in YouTube, so you can click on the card and it'll take you to the blog that has that in there. Or you can just go to podcast and look up Hidden Brain. It's one of the recent episodes. I think it maybe even was posted. I don't remember when it's posted. So if you're enjoying these podcasts, if you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe, please comment or like, so we can get this message out to other people about intuitive eating, free up your brain, all that great stuff. And until next time, thank you.